Hey guys, welcome back to Whipped and Pretty. I'm showing you guys my nails before we start. Today we're going to be making this very cute heart-shaped cake and it has the pink glitter all over it. So let's get right into it. Today I'm showing you guys that I'm using this cake drum that I got off Amazon. You guys can look up their name. These are called Cake Bond and I usually like these for my bigger cakes. I actually had an extra one, so this is perfect for this small cake. This cake is a 6 inch, but you can do it in whatever size you want. Just make sure that your cake board is at least a size bigger. So when I do 8 inch cakes, I try to get a 10 inch board. You could get a 8 inch board too, but if you're doing borders like I usually do, then you want that extra little bit of space on your cake board. So here I'm taking this one layer and I'm going to use a knife and essentially make some type of dent so that way I know where I'm cutting um, horizontally and vertically on the cake. So you're going to make an X shape and you don't want to cut it completely, but if you do want to use some type of marker or something to mark it instead, you can also do that. You're going to cut the bottom halves of it. So you're making the bottom of the cake at this point, and as you see, you'll have two extra sides that come out, and it's like an upside down triangle at the bottom. So now here, I'm not sure why I was trying to hold them up, but I eventually put them down. And I'm taking my vanilla buttercream, round side of the cake, and apply buttercream there so I can add those two pieces we put aside. And when you apply your buttercream, you want to make sure that you're doing this either with an offset spatula or with a piping bag. I like to do it with the piping bag because it does allow you to put the same amount of buttercream so each side is level, is even. But you can also do this using an offset spatula. So now I'm attaching those two sides and you're going to squeeze your cake together with that buttercream. That way it can form that heart shape. We'll be chilling this in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes just so we can get that nice shape. You're also going to cut a small triangle in the middle so it looks really nice and has that crease for a heart. With that excess cake, you can either eat it, give it to your dog, or just simply throw it away. I always love to offer it, even though everyone in my household is tired of desserts. They always seem to want some late night snacks, so that's perfect for that. And here I am just trying to clean off my station. So, here is a turntable. It is extremely important to have a turntable for this because you want to work your way around the cake, and it's really hard to do that if you're doing that with one hand. It's almost entirely impossible, in my opinion. So, yeah, make sure you have a turntable. You can find this on Michael's, Walmart, like Amazon, anywhere pretty much. And here, what I'm doing is that same exact method. I'm applying my buttercream around the entire cake so that way when I smooth it down and put it in the fridge, it is going to be nice and sturdy and keep its shape. So take your time with this. Make sure that you're applying the same amount of buttercream. If you don't, when you are smoothing down your cake, you will be able to see it, and it's not that much of a problem because you can fix it later. It just will take more time to do. So if you want to save yourself time, energy, and a headache, make sure that you are applying the same amount of buttercream around your cake and then continue to do this all the way around. Now I'm applying it to the top and I'm just gonna continue on with that heart shape. As you guys can see at this point, I was just running out of buttercream in my bag, so I had to refill real quick. A quick commercial break of about 2 seconds. I'll give you guys some time to take down some notes and make sure that you guys are taking as much tips as possible because I really do want you guys to be able to make these desserts without having to look up other videos, having to question techniques or question steps, and be able to understand that once you know the basics, you can apply this to any shape cake, you can apply this to any style, and yeah, it's just a simple crumb coat at this point. So we're going in once again and just filling in that shape. Once you have your entire cake covered in buttercream, I like to take my offset spatula. This one is from Wilton and I got it from Michael's, and use the tip of your spatula in the center of the cake and then rotate, rotate, rotate your turntable so that way you are smoothing out that top layer. And yeah, just always start from the top of the cake and then move your way to the sides. I found this to be most easiest, simplest way, and a lot of bakers have attested to that. So I would never steer you guys wrong. Just don't be a perfectionist. Have fun with it. Make sure it looks clean. And yes, once you're done smoothing out the cake, it's gonna look like this. I did chill it in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes before going in with the second layer of buttercream, and that is going to firm up the buttercream, make it nice and solid, and allow me to apply another layer without it mixing and just being too soft to work with. Okay, so next I colored my buttercream off camera, but I did use like maybe 2 or 3 drops of pink. I wanted to make sure it was a light pink. Yeah, I just didn't really want it to be that dark. So I took a dollop of that, a huge dollop, I would say, and I just worked my way around the cake, making sure that it's just a thin layer of buttercream because nobody likes way too much frosting. Okay, so we started off with this Wilton tip. I'm not sure the name of it, but it had like a slit on the side of it. Again, available on their website, Walmart, Big Lots, any type of store that has decorating tools and stuff like that, you will find it. And this is what helps people achieve that nice ruffle on the side of the cake. So I'm going in with that, and I'm using some white buttercream to apply that to the bottom of the cake. But I am going to start off with the Wilton 1M piping tip, and I like to say these are almost like ruffles, and I'm just going to go in with that, apply a little bit of pressure, pull the piping back up, down, and flick my wrist a bunch of times, um, and then making sure that I'm doing that in the opposite direction here, so that way we can achieve that nice pretty heart shape, and so it's just more apparent in the border. And yeah, it just looks super pretty. It's super simple and it just leaves like a nice touch on the top of the cake. So if you did want to do this with another piping tip, I would suggest, I believe it's a 6G or 8G. That tip is like a real big round tip, and I see a lot of people using that. So if you want to use that, go ahead. It also makes it look really pretty. Then I went in with a smaller 1M. I'm not sure the name of it, but I used this cute technique where you apply some of your colored buttercream on the sides of the bag and then enter your other buttercream. And this made for like a tie-dye look with the white and pink, and I just honestly loved it so much. It's just super simple, it's super cute. You can also add any type of names in the middle. You can add chocolate lettering. You can add the glitter cherries that a lot of people are doing. Yeah, just make it fun and make it your own. So here I'm going in with that Wilton tip for the ruffles, and I'm just applying pressure as I'm like pushing it side to side. My buttercream was like super warm at this point, so I had to pop it back in the fridge for a little bit. But I just went around the entire cake. It doesn't have to be exactly on the cake itself. As you see, there's like a little bit of room and space I left in between. So I know that I'm adding another border on top, so that's honestly fine. And yeah, this just adds another cute little effect and technique to the cake, and it looks so cute. So if you guys are loving this, definitely drop some comments and let me know what you guys are thinking. Then I took that tricolor buttercream and went right over it and used that same technique, just creating a border around. And I think this is so cute. Okay. This cake was actually for an event that I was going to, and everybody loved the cake. They said it was so cute, And of course, that heart shape, I mean, it's trending right now. Everybody loves it, and it's super easy to make. So if you were doubting yourself but found this, then I'm so happy to be here with you step by step, just showing you the way and letting you know that it's really not that hard. Okay, you can do anything you set your mind to. You just have to believe in yourself and know that not everything is going to be easy, but you can get through it. Okay. So, yes, at this point of the cake, I was super happy with it, but I felt like it needed more. So, I wanted to do some of those drapings around the cake that I've seen, but I wanted to do it in a different way without using another piping bag and another tip. I really wanted that ruffle effect to stay throughout the whole cake. So, I proceeded to add more buttercream into my bag and went around and just followed the cake and tried to be as even as possible. I've seen people use a cup, they've used a circular cookie cutter or some type of other utensil or something to help you make the circle, like a half circle, so you know exactly where you're piping. But I knew that I can eyeball it and it would come out good. Well, I was hoping and praying. So I did really like it, and I felt like it was as even as it could be. It really was nice, honestly. And I was happy with the way it came out. So I just continued to do this around the cake, and it gave it a nice vintage look. And I just think it's so, so cute. I did go in with my edible glitter and I sprinkled it all around the cake, and this is how it ended up turning out. I did add some small white sprinkles to the top of the border, and this cake was honestly so cute. For it to only be a 6 inch was amazing. Again, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next Whipped and Pretty episode.